What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to Space Hulk. This is episode number 2, where we will be tackling Mimir's Well. And so we need to seal the area, so it's going to be a 10-man squad mission, so that'll be in mind. So we'll have both the questionnaires, and we'll have squad Ainir, 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 or however you want to say it. I don't really care. And then we'll move over to here. And the briefing. The twisted corridors of the Jotunheim bear the scars of ancient battles. The butchered remains of countless Genestealers lie here, preserved by the frozen airless atmosphere of the Space Hulk, and among them you find the bodies of space wolves and ancient marks of armor. Their weapons are empty, and it is clear that they died in battle. Their souls are with the Allfather now. You must seal this area off from the rest of the Jotunheim. It will form a staging post for the Space Wolves' forces, from which you can explore the rest of the Space Hulk and cleanse it of the alien taint, which has apparently been dragged all over it, as well as recovering the corpses of your long-dead brothers. Hey man, they're dead. I don't care about them. If they're dead, ain't nothing we could do for them. Why risk our lives? He already dead, man. I am all about not risking my life for people who are already dead. Let's see here. Close 9 bulkhead doors. Because the map is blank, we can't really plan this out, and so unfortunately I'm going to have to approach this with some sense of, well, some imitation or... yeah, some emulation of fluidity. So let's go ahead and just get it going. Now, once we close the 9 bulkheads, it looks like we win. So really, if you want to distill this mission down to its lowest components, it's a mission about closing doors. And so I guess we'll get started. I'm going to put the flamethrower in the middle just in case. I'm going to do that with both squads. I used to be a fan of putting the flamethrower in the back, but I think for right now, I think I'm going to leave him in a spot where he can split off and do something else. Down here at the bottom, we've got the questionnaires. Let's go ahead and I'm going to drop Ask on in. We'll put him in the middle. Helmety, you go over here. Kettle, you go over here, and I promise not to call you a pot, and then we'll go back over here, and it looks like we're good. So let's take turn number 1 and see what we can have in order here. We've got doors on all sides of us. The Genestealers presumably can spawn from all of these locations, which is what's going to make this really, really deadly, because at some point we're going to have to spear out, basically. We're going to have to form a spearhead and just go for that position, and that seems like it's going to be very, very, very dangerous. I think that if I focus on certain corridors, though, we should be able to make this work. Ideally, I'd love for this group to snag these two, then reconverge back down these lines, basically taking the central corridors so that the Genestealers don't have the benefit of mobility. I want to cut their legs off for right now, because you see these little vents? These little vents, the Genestealers, these have been added to the game. The Genestealers can move through these little vents all over the place, sort of alien style, and it can definitely cause you a lot of trouble. So on this side, let's make a quick rush for, well, let's make sure that our facing is okay. Our facing is not okay. Well, damn. And then we'll make a push for that direction. I'm going to split the groups up slightly. I don't really know what to do with this whole thing, because you're so blind in this that you really just don't have any clue where you should be going. Obviously, I think we should be covering our lines of fire here. I'll probably blow out that door on the next turn and watch this way. Have him go in there maybe with the buddy system and try and keep himself covered, but it's bad. This is kind of ugly right now. I think I'm going to have him rush it. I mean, there's no telling where the Genestealers are going to come from. This is a spawn point right here, and if we can get inside of it, so if you're inside of that circle right there, it neutralizes the spawn point. So just things to be aware of inside of the mechanics that you can actually use to your advantage. And so if we can sit somebody on top of these holes, it should benefit us, I think. That's going to be my movement for this turn. It looks like everybody's just about tapped out except for him, and that's because he's in the back staring at butts. So unfortunately, that's about all he's going to be able to accomplish. I'm going to give you guys the big camera up there. Let's see what the genies do. The genies appear to be making a move from this way. And so with my flamethrower in the front, I have unfortunately put myself in a bad position. I may have to flame this out first with a wide fire possibly. Let's try that. Yeah, I was going to say I have no idea if that's going to work. It may or it may not. And so what I need to happen right now is let's go ahead and step him down to there. My goal now is to step him back, hopefully. And he left. God, they have so little AP. That's what's so rough about playing these guys, is that like their AP counts are way off compared to some of the other armies. Like their APs are just absolutely horrible. He's going to take a shot over there, and he's got a couple of AP left, so I think I'll just leave him on Overwatch. He should be able to nail that thing before it gets to him in 4 steps. And if he don't, I'll give him some backup right here. And we'll have him Overwatch that. Unfortunately, my plan was to have him step back twice, but I miscalculated his AP, so unfortunately, this Genestealer is going to come around and more than likely kill him. So we've lost yet another flamethrower troop already. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Their melee skills don't appear to be that much better on defense from what I can see, but they say that they're better on paper, so we'll see how this whole thing goes. We've got 2 soldiers going out that way. I would prefer it if we just take it slow on this side. We don't have the barrier ability. Usually the Librarians in Space Hulk have an ability where they can block a corridor using psychic power. I'm guessing you probably have to level up to that, but unfortunately we don't have it right now, which is really, really bad for us. I'm going to move him forward to right there, and I'm going to have him just kind of overwatch this door just in case. We don't hear anything. There's nothing going on, but I'd rather just be careful about it, you know what I mean? On this side, who do we have doing what? So that's him in the back who's stuck. That's him in the front. The Genestealers can move through these little ventilation shafts on the side. So we'll have to watch that. I mean, we really don't have a ton of options right now. I don't think any of this is going to work out, but they're going to have to bash down that door, which hopefully costs them a little bit of AP. Over on the other side of the map, it looks like he managed to waste his Genestealer just in time. Very, very close engagement right there, and then he's got a jammed weapon as it's coming down the hallway. Stignir is also engaging in combat. That one's going to try and break down the door. It's going to fail on its first, second, and finally get it third tries the charm. Luckily, very, very luckily, he struggled with the dice roll that he needed in order to get that door open. Doors were just not opening for him, so his career as a Genestealer has been stubbed. Stubbed like an especially large and protruding toe. We do, however, want to get rid of that guy if we can. And since we've got a little bit of extra AP, he's got a 68% chance? Oh, well then why bother? Let's not do that. Let's just, if he's got a 68, oh, never mind, 43. Let's go for an aim shot then, 69. There it is. Awesome. And so he's wasted his enemy. He is taken out. He's swimming with the fishes, whatever you want to say. Dipped his hand in cold Tyranid water. I don't know. That's handled over there. On this side, we've got a weapon jam, so we need to solve that. And in clearing that, what's his AP looking like? He's got 3 APs left. Oh, he's also on Overwatch. Okay, so he should be fine. There we go. And so he's got it covered. He's still on Overwatch. Once they stop being so aggressive over here, what I'll do is I'll step him forward a little bit. He'll block the remainder of this corridor, and we'll start sealing off some doors around here. This central corridor, watch right here, is really, and for all intents and purposes, just sort of like a mobility nerf to the enemy. Like, I just don't want them to be able to use this central corridor. I want there to be some risk attached in case they decide to go from here through here and, like, try and swing around. Basically, it's just area denial. It's area denial. I like to live my life in denial. That's how we do it. Over here on this side, what do you have going on, Chief? If I take you out of Overwatch, you've got 4 APs. That means I can get you to right there. This is still a very risky push, though. Spawning from that side, they can get to me in 1 turn after spawning, and if I go too slow, see, I can't see 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, he should be able to get to there, I think, but it kind of depends. Let's be risky. Let's go for it. There we go. Just step over that body. Don't mind it. Just grind it down into the carpet. The ridiculous Imperial carpet. This is the Imperium's idea of carpet. They aren't really much for putting things together for comfort, as you may have guessed. These suits, they chafe like crazy. They are incredibly uncomfortable. On this side, if I cancel out that Overwatch, I don't think there's any NIDs coming from this way, and so I think that'll leave me with enough of an opening to push a little bit closer. In the meantime, we'll have him overwatch. I'd like to play this less. I'd like to keep people alive, you know what I mean? Losing Space Marines in this is a really, really bad plan because they level up over the course of the game, and as you lose them, it gets nastier and nastier and nastier for you. Hopefully they don't decide to spawn from over here. If they do, then we'll deal with that contingency when it arrives. But for the meantime, it looks like everybody else is in a decent position. Happy, 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 joy, joy, joy. Awesome. On that side, he wastes his Tyranid. Any other Genestealers moving around? He's firing way down that hallway, and he's getting kills too. So for all of their melee specialization, they still seem to do pretty good with sustained fire. Over here, they're taking some attacks. We're going to need to... Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We'll step him forward by 1, leaving him on Overwatch for the remainder of his deployment. On this side, we can punch this door, I think, to break it open. But it sort of depends. The only way that you can really 100% get these things open is with a chain fist. So, you know, if you're having trouble getting this thing... Come on, man. You're supposed to be the melee variant. This is embarrassing right now. This is utterly embarrassing. Maybe you have bad melee skill or something. Maybe you're like the red-headed stepchild of the group. I don't know. Let's turn him. And we should be able to close this off. There we go. So... Bulkhead number 1 is secured. We're going to have him back up slightly. I'm going to have him... It looks like I can get sort of inside. It doesn't look like... I actually don't think that there's... Oh, there is. Okay, so... This just got bad. So I have a choice now. I can nullify this spawn while risking this one. And unfortunately, I don't really have a choice. I cannot have... I really, really, really can't have one of them attacking us from right here, right now. He's at tremendous risk, though, until we get this closed off. So he might die. And he's our librarian, so that sort of sucks. Let's move this guy off this way. There we go. Luden, I'm going to need you to... Oh, you got a bunch of HP, or you got a bunch of AP. Go ahead and step on over here, pal. Go ahead, do your thing. Overwatch to your heart's content. Overwatch to your heart's content. I'm going to bring this guy over here. If I really wanted to be safe, I could flamethrower this out. Basically, this is just like a little bit... Oh, never mind. I thought these were two the same thing. I was wrong. Okay, so I'm not making him any safer. I'm actually making him a lot less safer. So then, what should I do with this cat? Well, I don't see any problem stepping him forward. And on the next turn, maybe we'll shoot out that door right there and make sure that at least this is covered. Put him back into Overwatch. Are you overwatching? Everything's looking pretty decent. Make sure that all Overwatches are taken care of right now. Do you still have AP left? You do, sir. You do. Well, then how's abouts it? I turns you around. How's abouts it? I turn you around, and then you close the bulkhead. There you go. Boom! Alright, so that's handled. I'll put him in right here to at least face the enemy if it decides to come after him. They can move really far in this game. Don't underestimate the Genestealers. From my understanding, I think they could move 8 squares in the previous game. I don't know. I've been rethinking it. I think they can move 8 squares, but I thought it was a lot lower than that in previous games, so I might be wrong. But the Genestealers do seem to be really, really mobile in this game, and so I'm trying to make it work. I think we're good. We did what we could do. We did what we could do. Over here, it looks like Stignus. Actually, it looks like we only had one problem right there. And it was solved pretty handily with the application of rapid-fire grenade launcher. Let's turn over to here. I don't know if I talked about this, but what a bolter is, these weapons that they use right here. A bolter is essentially just an automatic... It is, in essence, an automatic grenade launcher, I guess. And so let's go ahead and actually... Let me turn you around. And then you will overwatch. There you go. This guy, you're going to spend your entire turn just turning around because Terminator armor is that bulky and that difficult to maneuver in. I don't actually think this mission's going to be that hard. Every single time we close one of these off, it actually makes our life a little bit easier. I don't like how it doesn't go to the person that I'm clicking on the bottom. I wish that it would. There we go. I guess you just got to double click it a little bit faster. I was trying, but I was failing. I was trying and failing. We've got a couple of extra AP right here, so I don't see any reason why we can't take an aim shot at this guy. And maybe solve ourselves a problem before it becomes one. Just kind of nip it in the bud. We'll nip it in the infancy. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like I'm shooting bolters at babies right now because I don't think that that would endear people to my channel. I definitely don't think that that would be the best way to magnetize people towards my content. would be aiming bolters at babies, and so I don't want it to sound like that, so it's not like that. I can actually get him into the spawn zone now, so let's do that. Let's just rush it. I don't think they have any other spot that they can bother us on. This is kind of one of those missions that I don't actually think is going to be that difficult. I think it's basically going to be, it is what it is at face value. Hey, go over to him. There we go, Pan. And so he's got 2 APs left. Were I to not use one of these, I could make it all the way to here, but then that would leave him exposed on that side. And unfortunately, this dude is not in position to shoot a flamethrower blast and block that off. And so that's what I'm going to need him to do. In the meantime, we can step him forward slightly at least. I think that gives him, well, 2 shots, but it should work, I think. We'll have him reload as well, because if he's not reloaded, he's not shooting. He's a little bit overheated right now, but I think we'll be okay. Alright. He's a little overheated. Does he have any extra AP? He has 1 extra AP. Let's vent that. There we this bolter is so hot right now. It's so hot for the Emperor. This bolter is flaming hot. It is ready with desire for murder. On that side, Stigner is still doing his thing, unloading on him. I think that puts him in a fairly strong position for the next deployment. If I take him off Overwatch, he can get down into there. But what can he do for me? That's what I'm worried about. What can you do for me? With wide fire, this has to be played out just right. So I take him off Overwatch. That gets him to that position right there, but I have to block this spawn off. Have to. So, with his, what do you have? 4 AP? 1, 2, 3, and then a fire over to here. I might be able to block this off. Maybe. Let's risk it. Let's hazard it for right now. Oh, he's actually not going to make it to the spawn zone. He's actually not going to make it, so this is very, very hazardous. This is bad. This is really bad. As far as bad things go, this is about as bad as it can get. I mean, I don't want to invoke the spirit of Michael Jackson too aggressively, but right now, things are not looking so great for us. I will, however, flame out that hallway just in case. There we go. We'll have like a little bit of a date night by candlelight or by napalm light. I don't really know what that fires. It's probably something horribly corrosive and probably a war crime in some respect. But Space Marines, you know, you're fighting things that are not human, so you can be inhuman for a little while when you're a Space Marine. I'm going to have him advance slightly. I should be able to keep him on Overwatch. Yeah, there it is. So he's still ready to go. Ready and holding. Holding what? I'm not so sure. He always says that, and he's got really smelly hands, so I'm not sure what he's holding. I don't really ask because I don't want to offend him, and he's got a scary man beard, and I feel like he may punch me. But, you know, we'll play it by ear for right now. Actually, no! Stop what you were doing right this second. Oh, I hate that so much. So if you click over here and then you click a second time anywhere else, it confirms the first go. So you should have to click on the same spot twice to make that happen. So what I keep doing is, because in other games you can just like, you can click over here, but if you don't confirm, you can then click back over here. What I did is I clicked here and then I double clicked right here because I wanted to move to here, and unfortunately that did not work out so great for me. My life is ruined. I mean, his life is about to be more ruined if a Genestealer decides to pop out from this side right here. We do technically have it overwatched, so we have like a little bit of a plan right now, but it's not much of one. I think it has to come down and around through. I don't think there's a vent right there, is there? It looks suspicious. It looks dark and suspicious. Oh my god, this lag. This lag is ridiculous in this game. Like, this game does not look good enough to have this much lag. It looks prettier than the first game, but still. Alright, let's go. Bad things may happen right here. I am prepared for these bad things to happen. Oh, good. Bad things didn't happen. Okay. Well, then you step to here and close that bulkhead, you big old bulkhead closer, you. And then you step over to here. And guess what, terrible little tyrannid? I guess terrabinid? Or tyrannid, I guess? I don't know. I am going to Focus fire you, and if any of your friends pop out, they are going to get Focus fired too. Well, burn in the holy righteous fire of the Imperium, rat. I added rat onto the end. I wasn't planning on saying rat, but you know what? It felt right. in the moment it felt right. Okay, I think it's time to be slightly aggressive over here. Oh no, we can get into that position right here. So get into that position. Do whatever makes you happy there, pal. And then we can get him to here. He's got 14 rounds, so I can have him overwatch from this spot. This mission actually turned out to be a lot easier than I thought it would be. This mission was not quite so terrible. I thought this mission was going to be bad based on the way that I had to spread my squads out, but they seem to be holding their own. I mean, oh, shnikes. That is all bad for you, my friend. I didn't see that happen at all. Can you, like, make that happen right there? Or can... Oh, that's right. You can't attack into vents, if I remember correctly. And we're still not going to... I think I'm going to lose this flamethrower guy. Pretty sure I'm going to lose this flamethrower guy because, once again, you can't target in front of yourself, which is a change that they just made, which I strongly, strongly disagree with. Basically, if your flamethrower guy gets caught point blank like this, he dies. And I find that to be frustrating. Because what I would normally do by normal Space Hulk rules is I would just be like, blah, and I would just flamethrower out this entire thing because you can point blank flamethrower. I guess I'll step him back twice, at least make him work for it. And then on this side, what we'll do is we will... What does he have? He's got... Hold on. He's got 5 AP, so 1, 2 to turn back around, so he can't seal this right now. He needs to be a little bit more careful on this side, just in case he loses the roll against this Tyranid, which he more than likely will. Even with the melee bonus, it's still like 50-50 in this game as to whether or not you survive a Tyranid strike. Even with your bonus, it's just kind of like, it's still pretty iffy. I don't want to move that far, I don't think. I will probably go to right there, though. That seems alright. I wish that there was something I could do right here, like I really sincerely do, but... I mean, I guess I could try... If I un-overwatch him, I could try for a rune of command and maybe see if that gave it to him, and he got an extra AP. He could then flame this out right here, but it can still move diagonally. So I think even in that case, we're probably not going to be able to save him. I think he's hosed no matter what I do right now. He is screwed. And so unfortunately, did I already do all this down here? Yeah, everybody looks to be applied fairly well. He's hanging out right there, doing his thing. He's over here doing his thing. He's got that locked down. He's overwatching. Alright, let's go watch the fireworks and festivities. Oh, he won his melee. Good. He won his melee. Okay, so we're alright. It's, like I said, it's a 50-50 that he'll win melee in this game. As with the first Space Hulk, it's a really, really bad idea to engage in melee, but sometimes you win. I said that he was probably going to die, but probably isn't always. So, you know what? Sometimes you come out on top here. Let me deheat this weapon real fast. And I'm going to leave him right where he's at because I don't feel comfortable moving him just yet. And instead... This right here, oh, that's not actually a ventilation shaft. That's a space, so what I could have done is I could have turned him and punched it in the head. I messed that one up badly. But what I can try from right here, I didn't realize that was a corridor. The game's so dark that you can't tell sometimes. What I can do from right here is I can sort of flame this. I think wide flame might be a bit too much. Maybe focused fire then? Yeah, we can focus fire that out. And then what I can do is, in that case, I don't even need to leave him on Overwatch. I can step him forward by another one, and it'll be perfectly safe and perfectly fine, because nothing can move through the flames. And so there it is. Nobody wants to dance in the flames right now. No dancing in fire. There's no ridiculous Dwight Schrute action happening right now. Although I guess Pam did complete the firewalk too. I, on this side, could technically get to there. It's a risk, but I think one... We do have Overwatch going from right here. Can you guys swap positions? Oh, they can. So you guys swap positions then. There we go, leapfrog each other. And then that leaves him here to close the final bulkhead. And that should be, how many have we closed? So that's 3 on that side. How are we making progress over here? I think we're doing pretty well over here. I think that he's in a position now to where he can turn around and close this bulkhead without me having to worry about it too much. Bam, there it goes. That gives us 5 bulkheads, and then we've got 3 that we're about to close down in one turn over here, maybe even 4 in one turn if we can pull it off. Actually, no, we got 3 in one turn. I don't think he'll be able to do it over here. Actually, is that my... It'll depend. It'll depend. I think he might be able to do it. Let's end the turn. The Genestealers did nothing because they were locked inside their little hole right here. Unfortunately, he does not have the AP to make this happen, Captain. So, let me see what my flamethrower can do here, actually. Sometimes he can do some, like, weird curvy shit with a flamethrower. Every now and again, you can get him, like, some wanted action in here where he'll actually take somebody out that he shouldn't be able to take. He'll take out his own man right there, too. Not a great way to endear yourself to a Space Marine. Setting him on fire and killing him. Probably a bad plan. Oh, good, we killed him. Okay, so that actually solves that problem quite nicely. I guess I'll step him forward a little bit further just in case of spawns. We'll go ahead and have him overwatch. We'll bring this guy forward. He's only got 8 rounds, but I don't think they'll spawn that much over here. If they do, I would be really, really surprised. And so we're converging on that location. That looks like it's going to be a solid W. On this side, I hope they get credit for closing these bulkheads because some of these guys have had no combat at all thus far. Alright. And so that's all but one. All but one taken care of. It looks like there's no other breach points unless there's like a magical spawn here in the middle somewhere. Let's go ahead and wait it out. So we have a couple genies coming through down here. The way that Genestealer deployment works, if you aren't familiar with the game, Genestealers deploy based on a point allocation system, I think. If you're playing the Genestealers, normally Genestealers are played by another player, and he can only deploy them based on like certain point values or something like that. So that means when you have one spot left, it means that he can deploy everything he has through there, and it's going to get you in trouble. But, bammo, there goes the mission. And so I think we are nice and sealed up at Mimir as well. Awesome. Absolutely great. I couldn't have asked for anything to have gone better. Everything, I guess you could say everything went well. Let's go ahead and see what our XP allocations are. Well, we got a couple guys that got some kills in right there, but we still have people that have not engaged in any combat whatsoever. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody's leveled. A little disappointing. You level up a lot faster in some of the other campaigns. As a warning, if you're playing the Blood Angels campaign, you level up really fast because their first 2 missions are to kill like 90 Genestealers, but those missions are kind of boring Overwatch fests. You don't really like move around much. So basically you spend 5 minutes getting into position and then you spend 20 minutes just farming Genestealers as they spawn straight into your firing lines. The Ultramarines campaign, there's a pretty good balance, actually, of killing and also movement around. I think I've done 1 extermination campaign there. But anyways, this is episode number 2 of Space Hulk. We're playing the Space Wolves campaign, as you can tell by all the beards and wolf-related accessories. We have wolf-walked all over the Genestealers' faces so far in this campaign. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and I do.